Hello everyone, and welcome back to World of Warships Blitz with Terry. Today I've got some skirmish battles for you, because I actually managed to carve some time out and play skirmish with the old gang. A lot of ex-heavy players in here, and some from our fleet as well, obviously. So it's tier 7 and tier 7 competitive. So this is a very, very different kind of gameplay than you have on random battles. Because first of all, we were all in the same team chat and actually had voice command, and we had clear roles. You know, like Casey would usually be the one organizing us and kind of calling the shots and calling the strategy. And we obviously talked about which kind of ships we'd be using and who'd play cruiser, who'd play destroyer, and these kind of things. Now it is tier 7, which means radars, which means Belfasts, and it is tier 7 with potentially a carrier. So for destroyers, the roles are very, very different than what you would play in a random battle, because once again, you have to play actually towards your roles. So here it's all about, for cruisers, protect the battleships, for destroyers, scout, cap, and just kind of generally area denial, whereas the battleships are meant to do the heavy lifting. And the carrier obviously doing, well, carrier things. All right, so we are up against what looks like potentially, I'm not sure if this is a random group, because they are all fleet people, but it's a mix. So we will see how that turns out. But yeah, we're playing on encounter and base capture, and we've got obviously a Belfast on the enemy team, but no carrier on the enemy team, which is a very dangerous play to make because of the lack of scouting. So I'm spawning here on the western flank together with 2 battleships. So my role is clear. There are 2 destroyers in the enemy team. There's no carrier on the enemy team, so I don't have to do anything on AA duty. But I'm here to make sure the battleships are clear, and I'm going to head towards that island over there to get some cover, and we're going to get some carriers, some early carrier scout to just find the DDs if we can. There's one on the other side. Switching over to the armor piercing because I am expecting to face off against the destroyer, and to nobody's great surprise, there is the Akatsuki. So let's give him the good news while he's air spotted, and just start unloading at him. Obviously, he might be dropping torps at this range. So, but he is being air spotted, and we're just about pushing him away. I can't go chase after him because then I'll be exposing myself to whatever battleship might be lurking there. And there are the obvious torps coming. Got the Hydro up, so we've known. Well, if we hadn't known that they were coming in general, we would have known by now. And yeah, there are 2 battleships, so I can't really go chasing after him because Atlanta is very, very lightly armored and can be very easily shut down by battleships. So I'm just gonna sit here, and my role right here is to keep that Akatsuki away, because these our 2 battleships here on the side are getting into crossfire positions against the cruisers in the center. And they shouldn't be disturbed doing these kind of things while we're from a destroyer. So sorry, let's get a little squishy here. But yeah, I know where he is. He's behind this island, so he has to come around either left or right. So I'm just kind of positioning myself such that I can. I'm not going to get blapped by any battleship that takes a pot shot at me. There's a Belfast over there, but yeah, these cruisers are now in a crossfire between the battleships here, and I'm just going to have to keep an eye out for the Akatsuki coming around the island. They have already lost the other destroyer. There he comes. Okay, so Akatsuki spotted. Torps are coming out, and we're just going to make him hurt. I'm going to get out of the way, but I'm actually not sure that our Colorado can in time. We will see. I am coming out a little bit of fire from the cruisers over there, but that's fine. And once again, the Akatsuki is running, which is all I really care about. I just want him to be away. They still have both their battleships, so I'm not going to go chase after him. There's also Belfast, who is surprisingly close to the island. Now Belfast doesn't have torpedoes, so if he decides to come around the corner, he's going to be very dead. Because I've got a hydro right here in case he wants to smoke up. I might need to go a little bit closer, but yeah, there he comes actually. Yeah, he comes around the corner, but battleships have been waiting for him, so we're just gonna blab him in the side and make sure he doesn't get anything done over this side. Okay, Belfast survives that. Nope, Belfast does not survive that. Ergo takes him out from with an airdrop. Well done. And yeah, the Akatsuki is coming under air attack. So once again, I can actually nose out here a little bit. They still have 2 battleships. So I don't want to, I just want to let the West Virginia do the tanking. There's one of the Colorados, so I can start maybe setting a fire from over here. I still have my smoke, just in case I need it. But yeah, we've got Atlanta and Fiji starts lighting me up, so I am popping smoke. Akatsuki is still alive, so I'm just getting back into my position here, just to make sure that, yeah, and Fiji is dead. Up, there he is, okay. So Akatsuki comes around the side, but yeah, there are 3 ships down at this point. So I am just going. I mean, I'm not spotted because I'm in a smoke, but he should remember that I'm here. So if he can't, but yeah, I'm using my torp indicator to just see where he goes, and he comes around. So dropping torps on him, and at this point, I am just going to kill him. If he comes around here, let's see. There he is. Yep. Hello. I knew you were coming. Okay. Put ship in reverse. Hydro up, so I see the torps coming, and that is a very, very dead Akatsuki, and these torps are not going to hit me. And hopefully not anybody else either. Alright, so that guy's done. And now they're down to 1 battleship, so which means Ruffles not medal for us. And yeah, all my battleships have gone out of the way. But yeah, job done, I would say. And like I said, it is a very, very different gameplay from random battles. So you have to manage your expectations, right? It's team play. So you have your role. And you know, you've got one thing, you've got one job. Let me put it this way, and you have to kind of make this work in such a way that you know, you can neutralize what you're supposed to be neutralizing. And my job in this game was to neutralize that destroyer on the flank, which we've done. And now we're just taking down the Colorado over there, and that's that. And we've got an overwhelming victory. So well done, team. And Ergo in the Saipan actually gets the first one. Well done. I mean, he didn't have any opposition, but yeah, obviously the Saipan being a very, very nasty carrier if you're up in a carrier against it. In the second battle, we are playing Domination on Aurora, and I'm out in the Sims. I'm the only destroyer on the team, but given its, and we've got 4 destroyers on the enemy team, so that's a very. We don't know how well these guys are coordinated, because once again they are from different fleets. So this might be just a random composition. But yeah, once again, no carrier on the enemy team, and we have to. But so on a domination map like this, our job is going to be in the Sims. It's going to be early cap control and then just kind of chasing destroyers. Now I could obviously go Torp, Colorado, Nagato, and Sinop and leave the destroyers to the Atlantis. But I'm in the Sims, I'm a very fast ship, and I'm a multi-role ship. So it's about cap control, and it's about keeping the battleships safe. Because the Sims has smoke, and the Sims has an engine boost. So it is a very, very, very good little destroyer. Now Casey called out here to go B and A. So I'm rushing B cap, and then I'm gonna swivel over to A, and obviously Ergo is once again scouting ahead, and there are 2 destroyers spotted, and one of the battleships. So it looks like one destroyer is going C, the destroyer is going B. They've got 2 more destroyers, so they might be around A cap somewhere. Yes, there they are. So then Ergo immediately starts harassing them from the air, and I'm going to grab B cap and then heading over into C and see if we can do some area denial. Now, I'm dropping some torps in the general direction over there. I'm not trying to hit anybody. I'm just making sure that they're not coming around here. And then I'm going to head over into A cap such that the Atlantis don't have to expose themselves. And start lighting up the Akatsuki once I'm in the spot in the cap. And I would be very surprised if these guys were actually willing to rush into here, given that there's an Atlanta sitting there, and I'm here as well. Hello. trying to shoot his rudder off, and there's the enemy Sims as well. So we definitely do have some opposition coming in, and he is shooting at me. But yeah, they are also coming under fire from the Atlanta, so they probably don't want to get in here. So right now we're denying A, but it looks like we're about to lose B cap, because the enemy formation is kind of pushing into that, and they are looping around C cap there. And our Saipan is mildly exposed, so just dodging some torps here. But I think we've dissuaded them from coming into A now. So I'm going to drop some torps in that general direction. Not aiming at anyone in particular, just kind of generally between the Nagato and that Akatsuki over there, and then just letting them know. But at this point, I am kind of keeping a wary eye over at our carrier, because he is somewhat exposed there, and yeah, there are 2 destroyers. Looks like the Aka is running straight into my torps. Okay, there's the first strike, got him. But yeah, at this point, I am going back to help defend at Saipan, and see if I can do something with against these 2 destroyers that have outflanked us coming around C cap there. So, because I am the fastest on the team, with the engine boost up, this thing can do over 40 knots, and Saipan needs to run. So I'm starting to take Skona under fire. While Ergo is just busy dodging shell fire and torpedoes. But yeah, Akatsuki and Skona are chasing after us. I'm dropping a defensive smoke here just to cover Ergo while he's getting away. And again, once again, keeping these two under fire. And at this point, my job is to make sure they don't come back. So once again, to torpedoes, because they are right now outside the capture circles. Now we are only holding 1 cap, but we're 2 kills ahead. And our team should be able to get B cap. And there's 1 more destroyer out there, but if we can keep these 2 away from the carrier and the battleships over here, and not get them to start harassing with torpedoes, and I have got one of our Atlantas with me, so this shouldn't be a huge issue. The 2 of us should be totally able to fight off these 2. Hell, I do that on my own in a Sims, honestly. I like brawling destroyers in the Sims. This is something the Sims is actually very, very good at. So yeah, we're just keeping them spotted, dodging torps or early warning torps, and making sure that these 2 guys don't get to do anything, while our team is cleaning up the rest in the center there. And I think they're down to 3 destroyers now, so at this point it's just about going after them and chasing them, and making sure that, yeah, once again, we don't want to have the battleships deal with them. The battleships have been mopping up around B cap, and these 2 destroyers are now the only ones left. So all we have to do is run after them and keep them busy. And that's exactly what we're doing here. And it's always good to have an Atlanta as backup, just for the sheer horror that the enemy destroyers will face with one of these things. But yeah, we're just doing what we can to kill these guys here. And I think he's dead. Yep, Arctic takes him out, which just leaves the Akatsuki as the last kill. So yeah, that's kind of what you would do in a destroyer. I find that most of the time, you can either run harassment if you get the freedom to do so, or I might actually take an Akatsuki torpedo. That's fine, I can survive that. Or you can do things like area denial with the torpedoes and keeping enemy destroyers away from the vital parts, like keeping them away from our carrier, keeping them away from our our heavy hitters, and just making sure that the battleships don't have to even worry about this. They don't have to get out of position. They don't have to dodge torpedoes. They can focus on concentrating their big guns and just doing the damage. So that's one of those things that destroyers are very, very good at, and torpedoes is not necessarily working as damage dealers, but working as area denial weapons, and just flat torpedoes and push enemies out of positions where you don't want them to be. So yeah, that's just Cricket actually kills the Akatsuki. Well done. So how about if you're up? How about if we were up against a team that might actually be very well coordinated and put up a bigger fight. So I switched over to battleships, and I was and we did a bit of a joke here, given that we were mostly up against teams that we could deal with reasonably easily. So we said, okay, I'm going to go out in a Scharnhorst, and we have a York, and we have a Graf Zeppelin around. Now, usually these are not ships necessary, especially the Scharnhorst, not a ship that you want to play in competitive. Because while the Scharnhorst is an excellent multi-role ship, she's very dependent on certain scenarios. So if there's no carrier in play, and you have island cover and or the freedom to push, then the Scharnhorst is a very, very capable ship. The problem obviously comes if you do have carriers in play, plus a very open map, plus things like lots of HE spammers. So, as luck would have it, we're up against the Kaga and Nelson and triple Belfast in Bay of Storms. This is the possibly worst combination to play a Scharnhorst against. So, once again, we will see what we can do here. I think Casey had very little hope for us actually winning this one. And I can see why. Because, well, a Kaga alone is a nightmare for a German battleship. And triple Belfasts with smokes and radars are a nightmare for our destroyer. So, well, we will see what we can do. The one thing that we've got going for us is that while we don't have a Saipan, because Ergo wanted to play the Graf Zeppelin because it's matching with the York. We do have fighters, which the Kaga does not. But yes, we are firmly going to be defensive right now in the opening stages, because we are on the strong side. So we're going to have to make something happen against the three ships that we're going to be facing on the other side. The problem is obviously that wave of Kaga coming in. And if you start pushing in a Scharnhorst into this, you die very, very quickly. So we're just trying to produce a big AA bubble, and I'm trying to get some shots out at that Belfast over there. Now you can get lucky. These are 283 mil guns, and if you are lucky and you get some good hits in and you get some citadels in, then you can wipe out a Belfast. The problem is you can't really do that at 12 kilometers because of the dispersion on this thing. And the same goes for Nelson. Now, Nelson isn't a very sturdy ship, and if it was just the Nelson, I would take the fires and push into him. The problem is he's got also a Belfast or two with him. Ergo, obviously getting into main battery range with the Graf Zeppelin, as one does. And the Belfasts, unsurprisingly, are smoking up. Now, Mobile is trying to do something on the other side here with in the Gajamada, but he's already down to half health. He's probably been hit by the carrier a couple of times. Gneisenau is also not a grand choice, honestly, though, because while she has bigger guns, she also really just shines at close range, and she's only got 6 guns. So there's not much. You really want to play German ships in secondary range, which is not something you can easily get into in the opening stages. Now, our right flank is purely holding, because they are also coming under air attack, and they are up against the Mobile had to evacuate. There's 2 of them up against 3 enemy ships, so there's not too much they can do over there. And once again, I'm trying to hit the Belfast, but I'm not really getting lucky with them citadels, and RNG says no. Now, our Colorado's down to half health, so I am pushing forward a little bit just to get someone to tank a little bit more. And no one is targeting me. Obviously, they're trying to focus ships down. But I am almost in secondary range. Now I'm going to have to stop again here because the Kaga is coming back, and I am now starting to get targeted. And of course, I'm going to set instantly on fire by the Belfast, who is probably in there somewhere. So I'm getting some blind shots off. And yeah, I've got 3 ships targeting me now. So I'm getting smoked up, and I'm going to have to do some torpedo dodging here, which is why I haven't used my Damacon, because now I'm flooding. Now I want to use it, which means now I have to dodge the return torps, which are coming in here. Fortunately, he doesn't see me, so these are not particularly precise. But I think I'm only taking 1 torp here. and then dodging the other two that are coming behind me. Thanks for the smoke. But yeah, we actually have managed to kill one of their battleships. I think it was the Nelson. So at this point we can push a little bit forward. But I am down to half health, and Gneisenau and Belfast can still do things against me. So I am going for. So I am getting my heal come off cooldown, and I might be able to do something about the Belfast if I get lucky. But of course the Kaga is probably going to come back again. We have lost one of our cruisers on the other flank. So yeah, and I am obviously on fire immediately from smoking Belfast, which means since my Damacon's still on cooldown, I am going to bleed health very, very quickly, especially with the Kaga coming in. And the Gneisenau has started pushing, which is normally something I could take on, but not while under constant air attack. So there comes some more. Of course, I'm fire again. There come some more torpedoes. So I'm still using the Damacon as late as possible. And getting some damage in against the Gneisenau. We should be able to wind down the Gneisenau here. But we've just lost Casey on the other flank, which means that Ergo is now completely exposed in the middle. And I am getting a torpedo hit in against the Gneisenau. I am trying to delete that Belfast. And the Scharnhorst is perfectly capable of doing this if I'm actually getting some good RNG. But it just says no, and I'm getting overpens. One Citadel probably would have been enough to just delete him. And yeah, okay, now he's down, but the Kagas is going to kill me now. So there's nothing I can do at this point anymore. But we have broken this flank, and we have killed Nelson, Gneisenau, and that Belfast. So we are 707 on 707 points, but Ergo is going to die because double Belfast and Florida are looping around the other side. So he's not going to get out of this one alive. Now, which means we're going to lose our carrier, but the enemy team is going to lose their carrier as well. So currently it's 2 battleships and 1 cruiser dead on each side, and which means if we're going to keep it that way, then it all comes down to who caps first. So Arctic and Austin here are heading rapidly into the capture circle, and Mobile is coming back to do something around here. This isn't strict. He's just trying to delay them from getting into the capture circle. The problem obviously is he has to survive, because we're going to kill their carrier. They're going to kill Ergo in a second, and then there's no way we're going to sink these guys, and they are going to get into our cup, but we have gotten into their cup first. Now, while you're still controlling the capture circles, you're still getting a points income. So it all comes down to who loses control of their capture circle first, and long enough for a tick to get the points over. So while they're killing the cargo on the enemy team, Mobile now has to run, and we're all just basically telling him in chat or in voice that just run, dude. You're not gonna prevent the cap. We've slowed them down, and here it happens. Right here it happens. We've ticked over, and we're holding both caps for 2 ticks. Now we're gonna kill the Kaga, which means we're 3 points ahead. Now, Mobile has to survive. The problem is, he's obviously radared, because there's double Belfast and Florida chasing him, and he's in the Gajamada. I mean, he's got to run, and he's got to dodge. And there's a minute left in the battle. We are 3 points ahead, because we managed to get the tick 1 first. Now we're waiting for the caps to flip completely, so we start points income again. If he dies, we've lost. If he survives, we may win. He's on 3,000 health. He's still spotted by, or he's still being fired at by the Belfast. We have capped, which means we get another tick because we capped earlier. Now we are 6 points ahead, because we got 2 ticks ahead of them. And now he just has to run. And I think at this point he's just out of radar range, or the radar is down from the Belfast. We're just telling him, don't even try to steer. Just go full speed ahead. 30 seconds left. You're just going to have to reach that island. Yes, there is an island, but it's going to tick out before you reach it. Let's keep going full speed. He's on 428 health. A single shell from a Belfast, and I don't know why they're not blind firing right now. A single shell from a Belfast is going to decide this game. But he's actually he's got 10 seconds to go. He's got a Belfast hot on his tail. He must be right outside the detection range of that thing, and Belfast sounds slow. But yeah, they're blind firing. Yeah, they're blind firing to check where he went. But it's been enough, and we're winning with 6 points from the 2 ticks that we took on. My goodness, that was as close as you could possibly shave it, and I can't believe that we actually won with that LOL division that we did here. That was an amazing battle. So yeah, thanks everyone. It is a huge blast to do competitive. Very different gameplay, very different games, and but it's very interesting tactically, and just focusing on certain roles and having a team coordinate having a team of 7 coordinate is pretty great. So yeah, thanks for that, and that's it for today, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.